Hey guys, welcome. So today we're gonna paint our alien friend. And to start, we're gonna paint the entire canvas in black. So today I am using a canvas, it is 11 by 14. I'm gonna get my biggest paintbrush. This is Old Faithful. I'm just gonna dip it in some water, dry it off a bit into the black. All right. And we're just gonna go back and forth, side to side, covering the entire canvas in black. It's not a race, guys, so take your time. We've got lots of time, no rushing. I'm just gonna go back and forth, quick brush strokes. All right, guys, and there you have it. It's completely black. Now, before we allow the paint to dry, I'm gonna take a little bit of white, just a little bit. All right, and I'm going to take my brush. Now into the water, I dip my brush, and you want to remove most of the water, not all of the water, and you're going to dip it into that paint there. Now I'm going to move my hand, my finger, sorry, onto the brush, which is going to make little dots onto the canvas, like this. Now be gentle. Little flickers of white. All right, and then you can go into the water the same way, into the paint, and you do more. Ooh, now I have lots more. All right, and if you find they're too big, you can just remove some of the water off your brush. That helps. And if you think you have too many little dots, you can just take a napkin, touch, and it picks it all up. But today I'm going for more, just like this, because we're doing the alien in space. So we're going to leave this for about 10 to 15 minutes. We're going to let it dry, and then we're going to come back and we're going to do the next step. See you soon. All right, so now we're going to use white and a small paintbrush, And we're going to draw out, stencil out everything that we're going to paint today. So with a little bit of white, I'm going to start with the alien, and he is down here. He's going to be down here, and his tentacles are going to be up here. So to start, I come off the edge here, and I'm going to make like the letter N, almost like an oval. Okay, and this is for his body. So I'll give you a couple seconds to do this one. And then we're going to do his eye. So he has one eye. So we're going to come from here, and you just want to go up just a little longer. And then we're going to do a circle here. Now you can go bigger for this circle if you want, or you can go smaller. Either way, it's okay. Now for his tentacles, we're just going to see a part of it here, one here and one here. So this one here, I'm going to come a little way out. I'm going to curve like this, in and then out, like so. And then on the other side, you just want to come down with the curved line, like that. This one up here, it's a little less curvy than this one. So we're just going to go curve and out, almost like the letter S. Then you want to come down with a slight curve as well. So we've got our alien, his eye, his two tentacles. We're going to come right here, and we're going to just do a nice little circle for the moon or the sun. It depends on how you paint it, what you want it to be. And then I'm going to do two little pointed ovals for spaceships. So right here, I'm going to have a pointed oval for one spaceship. And then right here, we're going to do another one. That was easy. Next, I'm going to take my paintbrush, and I want to paint everything white. So because the background is black, if you paint on it, it may look a little dark. So if you really want that color to pop, we do a light base color. A base color does not have to be a lot of paint. It's just a little bit of paint to help hide the darker color underneath, so that when we paint on top of it, we get a better, how do you say? It looks nicer. It pops more. That's what I want to say. It pops more. Feel free to use a bigger brush. A bigger brush would definitely do this a lot faster. Just be careful of your lines that you've created for the body. You don't have to be all the way inside at the side, sorry, like to the lines. But just remember, it's just a light layer. We're going to paint over this. Super light layer. Back with my small brush, I'm going to do this oval here. And then the tentacles. Now, you don't have to paint as fast as me. Feel free to stop the video while you do your base layer. I'll be back when I'll be right here when you're ready to start back. All right. And like I said, it doesn't have to be a very heavy layer, super light layer. If you see some of the black in between, it's totally okay. So I'm going to give this about 15 minutes to dry, and then we'll be back to add some details to our really cool space painting. Bye for now. Alrighty guys, so here I've got some magenta, some orange, and a little light yellow. So I think I want to start today with that yellow. Okay, so I'm gonna take a touch of the yellow, and that goes onto, I'm gonna make this into like a little sun, kind of, but not like bright yellow. I want it into a light yellow and just a touch of orange on the outside. So I'm gonna just take my brush and gently create this shade that I want, and then I'm gonna fill it in. That looks beautiful. All right, so now remember, this is my sun. Okay, so what I'm gonna do now with my smaller paintbrush, I'm gonna take some of that orange that I've got there, and I just want to do a nice outline around the sun. Just like that. How beautiful is that? All right. Now, the reason I pushed it down a bit is because I want to see that lighter orange radiating off of the sun. I'm going to take a touch of white, just a little touch of white, and with a tip of the orange and the white, I'm going to make these little swishes around the sun. Yeah, we can do maybe 3 or 4. Just a couple. And I'm not dipping the brush back. I'm just using what paint is left on the brush to complete it. All right, and there you have it. We've completed the sun. Let's give the sun about 5 minutes to dry, and then we're going to be back to paint our spaceships. Okay, so time for the spaceships. We're doing the spaceships in parts. So we're going to go in with that orange, the same orange we used for the sun. And we're just going to paint. We're going to paint that pointed oval that we created there in a beautiful orange. Now feel free to mix up the colors if you want this to be pink or blue or purple. That's totally fine. You don't have to use the exact same colors that I use. And I'm doing this for both. How beautiful is that? I love this color. It's amazing. All right, so we're going to let these two dry, and then we're going to do the details to complete our spaceship. We're going to give it 5 minutes, and then we're going to come do our alien. Okie dokie artichoke. So with the magenta, we're going to paint the alien. So I'm giving his eye, his body, and those two tentacles a nice coat of magenta. Now, again, remember, I'm just doing a base, not a base, sorry. I'm just doing the colors that I like. Uh, if you want to go in with a different color, let's say you want a blue alien because you're a boy, or blue is your favorite color, or if pink is your favorite color and you don't like magenta, feel free to go in with whatever color you like. This is your alien. I'm just guiding the painting, you know? I'm going to use a bigger brush just for this part of the alien. It makes it so much easier. And again, remember, if I am going too fast for you, feel free to press the pause button, catch up, and then press play, and we can begin again. I'll be here waiting for you. Quick, easy painting of this beautiful alien. Number one of our alien series. I would really love to do more aliens. They're so cool. And you can make them like so unique. You can make them girly, you can make them like boys, you can make them into whatever you want, actually. We don't know what aliens actually look like. So this is where we can use our imagination to make our alien friends. Isn't that cool? I'm using a small brush just because of uh, that point there. So it may take a little longer because I'm using the small brush. Definitely just take that bigger brush now and just do a proper layer to make sure the paint is nice and even everywhere. Guys, I'm by no means a professional. I just really enjoy painting. I hope you enjoy painting with me as well. Because some of these paintings that we're about to do in the upcoming season are so fun, so cool. I hope you check them out on the Patreon. I actually was able to go up in the corner really nicely with this big brush. I didn't need the small brush. Ooh, I'm getting better. And like I said, it's okay if you've got a little white on the outsides. We have to do like an outline after. So it's totally okay. We'll cover it after that. So our sun is done. Our spaceships are awaiting drying, and we've got our alien covered. So let's let everything dry for a good 10 or 15 minutes before we come back and we do any details on the spaceships. Alrighty guys, so let's work on these spaceships here. So I'm going to go with my small brush and a tip of white. Okay, now in the middle of that spaceship, you want to do a little line. Then we're going to go up and around, just like the body of this alien. We just want to go up and around, like so. Super duper easy. You want to do a little line here, and then a couple small lines that go like 1, 2, 3. And I'm going to do the same thing on this side. So I want to go a little line in the middle. And then I'm going to go up and around. Now, if you want to add more spaceships to this picture, that's totally okay. Go crazy, have different colors. Okay, I'm going to do the same thing. I'm just going to do a line on the other side. All right, and then I'm just going to do 1, 2, 3, just like that. We're not finished yet. We're going to go in with some blue. Remember, if I'm going too fast, slow down. You can press pause and you can come back. I'm going to do 3 little dots in my turquoise blue. So I've got 1, 2, 3, 1 in the middle, and 2 at the sides. 1, 2, 3. Super easy, like I said. I'm going to take some of this orange here, which is the orange we used for our spaceship. I'm going to mix it with a little bit of white, just so that we get a lighter orange. I don't want to use the exact same color. It's a little lighter. With that light orange, I'm going to go around the spaceship. Because our background is black, we can't use, or we shouldn't use black to outline. You won't see it. So you use whatever color you're outlining, you want to use that in a lighter color. Or a darker color like we did the sun. Beautiful. Super easy, super fun. All right, again, with that same brush, I'm going to do a tip of yellow, and you just want to do some yellow lines that come down like so. Okay, now you can feel free to put as many or as little as you like. This one I want to go 1 long one in the middle, and then I'm going to go with short ones. It goes shorter as it goes up on both sides. How cool is that? All right, and that's going to be it for our spaceships today. We're going to let it dry, so about 5 or 10 minutes, and then we're going to do the details on our alien. See you soon. All right, so let's start some details on the alien. Using the same blue that we made those dots on our spaceship, I'm going to put some little dots on the tentacles of our aliens. Now, you can do as many as you want or as little as you want. Either way, it's totally okay. Remember, you can also change the color. So if you want a black, blue, green, whatever color you want, you can do as many dots or as little dots as you want. All right. Next, what we're going to do is I'm going to go in with some black, and I'm going to make a mouth right here. So you want to go down for that smile. And then we're going to do like another smile, but it goes deeper. So you go down like this, and you go back up and connect. Super simple. All right, I'm going to fill this in black, and we're going to give him a tongue maybe after. So for now, we just want to do this part with the mouth. We're just going to fill it all in. And if you want a bigger mouth, you go bigger. If you want a smaller mouth, you go smaller. If you want to do your mouth a little differently, that's also okay. All right, and the last step before we let everything dry, I'm going to go in with a little bit of white. Okay, and I just want to do a nice big circle here for the eye. That eyeball, it's going to be a beautiful white, blue, and black. So the first one we're going to do is the white part. I'm going to get a nice white layer there. How cute is that? All right. The next thing that I'm going to do is using that same white and that same magenta, just a bit of the magenta, okay, and a touch of white. We want to get a lighter magenta than we have for the body, okay? And we're going to outline the tentacles. Now, if this is too dark and you want to get it maybe a little lighter, just add more white. Let me show you how that looks. If I add more white, you get, ooh, like a different color pink. And I am going very heavy with my brush. I'm pressing it down so I can get a really thick line. Because when I'm painting so cartoony, I like my borders, my outlines, to be very bold. I feel like it gives it a different look. Very cartoony, very characteristic, very fun, you know? How cute is this alien? All right, so we're gonna let everything dry, maybe 10 to 15 minutes, and then we're gonna do the detail in the mouth and more detail in the eyes. Okie dokie. So with my blue, the turquoise blue that we used for the dots, I'm gonna make a nice circle in the middle of the eye there. I'm just gonna put a nice little circle just like that. Okay, now with that same color and the same brush, I'm gonna make some stars. So I just wanna do just a couple lines like that for the stars. And I'm just gonna do maybe about 5. If you wanna use a smaller brush or a different color, that's okay. So I've got about 5. Around each one, I'm just gonna do a couple lines that radiate out to show that they are stars, just like that. How cool is that? Yeah, I'm gonna do it on all the stars. And when you do this, you notice just how much of the canvas you're using. You're not really leaving much space for anything more. And for our last detail, I am going to take the black paint and just in the middle of the eye here, I'm going to give it a nice little black dot, just like that. And there you have it, guys. We have finished our amazing, cute, out of this world space alien. See you in the next one, and don't forget to send me those pictures. Bye bye.